was her son's birthday, but his father wasn't there, and she only has $300. Then I asked the seller to stick a small piece of paper. If her husband is at work and it's his son's birthday, but I was nowhere to be found. She will not have only $300 since her husband is at work after all for herself. That only suggests she was a single mom. Exactly as I planned. I was a multi-millionaire wearing casual clothes inside a mall, walking around and enjoying the place as a normal person, when all of a sudden I walked past a TS5 store. There is really nothing special there, except for a conversation which I accidentally heard between a mother and her son.
Mommy, my classmates said they always play that. Can we buy one?
The boy said.
But baby, Mommy only has $300 for your birthday. How about we buy toys instead? Does my baby want that?
The mother said, and the boy said,
But I want that one for my birthday though.
The mother didn't answer, and just led the boy away from the TS5 store. And that was the most painful conversation I have ever heard in my life. It was her son's birthday, but his father wasn't there, and she only has $300. If her husband is at work and it's his son's birthday, she will not have only $300 since her husband is at work after all. That only suggests she was a single mom, I said in my head. So I came up with a plan. As soon as the mother and her son walked away from the store, I quickly walked inside and bought a TS5 and told the seller to write, "Happy birthday, baby. This is Mommy's surprise for you." Then I told the seller to give it to the person who will go there later to say, "Can I buy a TS5 for my son, please?" And the seller nodded. I quickly exited the store and rushed toward the luxury store containing expensive watches, necklaces, diamond rings, and more, and bought the most expensive item, an $11,999 gold watch. Then I asked the seller to stick a small piece of paper behind the watch and write, "Please come back," on it. When the seller started putting the watch in its box and bag, I stopped her and told her something, before putting 2 pieces of papers inside the bag of the watch, where the box will be put later. After that, I wore the golden watch and rushed outside to find the mother walking towards the exit of the mall with her son. I quickly rushed towards them to catch up. Before she could step outside of the mall, I tapped her shoulder, causing her to turn around, and I said, "Hey, can we have a talk, ma'am? Just the 2 of us and not your son. I just want to say something, but I don't want him to hear it." She was confused, but then she nodded, before she told her son to wait there and leading her a little far away from him. "Okay, so I heard that it's your son's birthday and he wanted a TS5? I said in a gentle voice.
Yes, why?
She answered. "I heard you earlier and you said you don't have enough money to buy one. So I bought one for him instead. I know you probably think that I'm just lying. I mean, why would a stranger buy a TS5 for your son out of nowhere, right?" I said in a playful and yet somehow soothing voice. And after a moment of pause to give her time to process everything, I spoke again in a slow, sweet tone with a smile of kindness on my face. "So here," before taking off the golden watch and gently putting it on her wrist. "All you have to do is go back to the TS5 store and tell the seller, 'Can I buy a TS5 for my son, please?' And she will give it to you. Once you're certain that I'm not lying, you will give the watch back to me. Is that okay, ma'am?" I said. The mother was shocked and was about to cry, but I stopped her and said, "Shh, please don't cry yet. You still need to give your gift to your birthday boy, right? Don't worry, I'll wait here." In a calm, quiet whisper while holding her shoulders and while looking at her watery eyes. She nodded, right before happily going back to her son and leading him towards the store upstairs. When they finally arrived at the store, she quickly and excitedly said,
"Can I buy a TS5 for my son, please?"
And the seller quickly recognized what's happening. She smiled and nodded before giving her the TS5, and the boy was extremely happy.
"Thank you, Mommy. You're the best mom ever,"
is what the boy said as he thanked her mother after reading the sentence.
"Happy birthday, baby. This is Mommy's surprise for you,"
written on the box. At that time, the mother had multiple emotions all at once. Surprised because she never expected that sentence to be there. Proud because the situation only says and shows one thing. She gave her son a gift. And happy for seeing her birthday boy smile because of her. Her tears were freely gushing down after hearing the words that came out of her son's mouth because of her. Hearing her son thank her and seeing him being happy because of her is the greatest moment a mother could ever have. Moments later, the mother and her son finally stepped out of the store, and as soon as I caught a glance of them, I stepped out of the mall, stepped inside my car, and left the place with a smile on my face. The mother tried to find me, as she was supposed to give the golden watch back to me after all, but I was nowhere to be found. When she finally got tired walking around the mall, entering stores and asking each person she could possibly ask, she stopped right at the exact spot of where I first approached her earlier and took off the golden watch. Just to be shocked once again after reading the "Please come back" written on a small paper sticking on the back of the watch, which made her feel confused. Now she was thinking I was inside the luxury store. Exactly as I planned. The mother and her son, who was happily carrying his box of TS5, quickly looked around to find the luxury store, and as soon as they did, she quickly entered the store in an attempt to give the golden watch back to me. But instead, the seller gently took the watch from her, removed the small paper with "Please come back" written on it, and put it inside its original box, before putting it back inside its original bag and saying,
"Please take it, ma'am. This is the guy's gift for you."
For the third time, the mother was shocked and started crying even more out of pure happiness. As if driven by the extreme joy she was having, the mother knelt in front of her son, watched him for a moment as he happily smiled while holding his TS5, before hugging his own son as well. Later that day, the mother and her son went back to their small apartment. The mother didn't open the bag containing the box of golden watch because she knows it's dangerous to show off considering how expensive the watch is. When she slowly opened the bag, being careful not to even put a scratch on it, as she wants to use it as a decoration for their house along with the box, she finally put the golden watch on with pride on her face. Exactly as how a great mother should feel for herself. However, while she was admiring herself wearing the golden watch in front of the mirror, she caught a glance of something sticking out of the box, and when she opened the box for the second time, there were two pieces of papers there. A $50,000 check and a note containing two sentences. "Please enjoy your life. You are a great mother." The end. Subscribe for more stories that will blow your mind.